Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Zeke here again today to bring you another episode of Let's Play Don't Starve. I'm not sure if I actually pressed play on this video yet. Um, that to be explained. I didn't fuck up the sound. I have this weird glitch that goes on with XSplit, which most of you hopefully know about, which is pretty much that sometimes I will lose all the audio for an entire recording. So I'm just going to give post commentary on this video, and you guys had better fucking enjoy it. So you might notice that there is the Don't Starve music playing in the background. That's because I just opened an instance of Don't Starve and was like, well, shit. I'd better have something playing in the background. That is, if you guys can hear that at all. So, clearly still in the middle of a winter wonderland. Again, post-commentary on games like this, I can't really talk about what's going on. Generally, it's about thought process, so you'll have to forgive me if I have a slightly harder time than that. I'm pretty sure my objective actually becomes to gather spiderweb, and to gather spiderweb, because I am so low health, involves spiderweb and beeflo wool, and doing that involves actually making myself a boomerang. But I'm sure in the actual recording and in the game it takes me a lot longer to actually reach that conclusion, so now we're just here stuck here with our cocks out. Excuse the vulgar expression. And by the way, thank you Phantom 4 Angel for my new title card, which I think is fucking awesome. Although I do not quite enjoy being portrayed as so pudgy, I still think that I know why I'm portrayed as so pudgy. I understand the reasoning. Shut up. So first thing I do is I make a heat stone out of a pickaxe, some rocks, and some flint, I think. I'm just going to drop that by the fire. You don't actually need to drop the heat stone, but it does help me see, like, it helps me visualize the difference. Unlike in the inventory, which point I don't visualize the difference, I guess. I don't know. Bobby Fischer, where is he? I don't know. And the thing is, Benazma was actually here for this, making sure that I was doing everything properly. But he also made sure that this episode would be a tiny bit longer than it was initially going to be. So now I just have a lot of time where I'm going to be doing nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. So, yeah. So like I said, my objective right now pretty much to gather charcoal, spiderweb of all sorts, and I go about this very stupidly. I think at first I actually just try to gather some more food, because you might notice I ate the last of my frog rations. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack once. He's gonna steal my axe, at which point I will run away and get all the frogs led into the traps. Sing into the traps to close the day. Yeah, so there we go, trapping all the frogs. Unfortunately, like, half of them unaggroed at this point, and as far as I can tell, there's almost no way to get the frogs to chase you without getting hit once. Like, it's possible, it's just very hard. And this one I had to lead back and forth a couple times. There we go. So their tongues seem to have kind of ridiculous range. Still have not found any caves in this instance of the game. So hopefully I'll be finding one of those sometime soon. I don't remember what happened. One of the reasons that there was so much of a delay between this episode and the last one is I kind of wanted to forget what I had done, so I could at least give my genuine reactions to me reacting to myself being a dick, being an idiot, being an idiot maybe even. I didn't even bring my recorder, you know. If I had brought my recorder, I could maybe play you guys some lovely, lovely recorder music. As you may or may not know if you watched that video I posted a while ago, I am quite a fan of Recorder. Big fan, actually. I'm a large fan. I'm a large-scale industrial fan, actually. That's why every time you listen to my videos, there's absolutely no speech and just like vroom, 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 vroom. Occasionally, I'm shot in a movie as being like an insurpassable barrier. And, sometimes I'm even shot killing people who try to pass me. You know, it gives me some secondhand fame. Helps for the channel, I guess. Boom, 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 boom. Anyways, that's a bad fan noise. That you guys understand what I was going for with that noise, right? Probably not. Probably not. Or prot, as I sometimes like to say. I'm pro-mot. Now I'm accidentally showing my lovely status bar at the bottom, which I'm not a big fan of. And while I was at it, I decided that I would actually close my recording program, so I couldn't even tell if I'm recording properly anymore. So it's really hard for me in Don't Starve to not get stuck in this loop of kind of gathering food for a day, then going and cooking the food, and it's all I really get done in the day. So I kind of need to break out of that pattern. Unfortunately, I did not see this frog hanging out right beside the tree. It was really just behind the tree. Fortunately, I managed to catch it and don't take too much damage. But I need my cooked frog legs, om nom nom frog legs, and continue to cut down the tree. Wish it had grown a bit taller before I cut it, but you know, shit happens. Shite happens. Shite bags also happens. I try to wander off a bit further here. I noticed that boon, but I'm pretty sure I've already gathered it. Can't quite remember what's gone on in previous episodes here. The reason I was looking for my taskbar is that I'm thinking maybe this Don't Starve music is becoming a tiny bit annoying. At least it's grating on my nerves a wee bit, so excuse me while I just close that. Then re-click. Lovely. So I do get a log suit together. Like I said, I'm planning on foraying forward. Foraying forward. I'm planning to make a foray into combat. I'm not sure what is delaying me so long, why I'm not actually making that log suit. Oh, because I want to check what I need for certain types of winter clothing. I would really like to make that sewing kit, but so far as I've seen, there's no way to really get teeth in these survival modes, short of maybe finding a winter camp of dogs, a winter dog camp. In the winter we can build a dog camp. I don't know what that even means. You know what I mean. It's not actually a dog camp. It's walrus camp. At which point I could kind of aggro the dogs and kill them. But that seems like a bit too much work to go for when I'm at probably a quarter health. And don't know where a frog camp might be. The reason I'm worrying so much is because I know for a fact Heatstone alone isn't quite enough to make me survive, to let me survive the winter. And that I probably need considerably more. Fortunately, I think instead of becoming harder, after I beat the first area, the game will become easier. Because I've already studied at a science machine and at an alchemy machine, so I can just make an alchemy machine first thing. And also, you just have a lot of your tech tree unlocked pretty much. So what I'm trying to get at here. 53 health, not very good. I'm not sure why I'm checking that for so long. Apparently it takes me a very long time to read numbers. Didn't used to be in university for my maths or anything. I always like when people pluralize math, although it probably makes me sound like a douchebag. So, just moving everything over to the side there, all my combat gear. Oh, I'm starting to remember kind of what goes on here, and I remember that a lot of it is a sad affair indeed. Oh, well, sometimes shit happens. Sometimes vit happens. Sometimes vitriol happens. Vitriol? Is that how you actually pronounce that word? I'm pretty sure it is. You know what word really sucks? Especially if you read a lot and are never a big fan of, like, military shows or nobody has talked to you about the military? The word colonel. Fuck that word. Colonel? Are you kidding me? How does that translate to colonel? Goddamn ass face. This ain't a city, it's a goddamn ass face. So I don't want this as an open invitation to argue how crappy or how good anime is. And I'd like to preface this by saying I believe at least 90% of anime, if not more, is absolute shit. But I've been rewatching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I keep giggling every time the leader of the military or the leader of the country comes into shot, because his name is Führer President King, or no, King Führer President Bradley or something like that. He's like, I'm gonna take every fucking title. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Was it really necessary to have every title? I don't understand. I don't understand. King Bradley Führer President. I've seen it in a bunch of different orders. I just like that they're just like, I'm gonna pile on absolutely every title possible. So the reason I went and killed that beefalo, I know there's some more beefalo just hanging out somewhere, but I don't know exactly where, or more beefalo wool. So I need to kill at least 2 of them, mostly so I can, if I can, mostly so I can eat for a night, A, and B, make myself a hat eventually. Eventual hats. It's like future hats. It's like the future bus stop. Every once in a while I see a future bus stop around town, and I'm like, man, I want to go on the future bus. That sounds like an awesome bus. It sounds like a bus that'll take me to like 2,000 years in the future. We all have flying cars. Oh God, can you even imagine? Before we get flying cars, before we possibly get flying cars, all motor transportation will need to be automated. Because fuck letting people drive in 3 dimensions. That would be pretty much the worst. Okay, so what I was doing here was attacking the beefalo to try to see if I could get him to aggro onto the spiders. But apparently spiders and beefalo have like this lovely mutual coexistence that no matter what they want, one won't attack the other. They live in symbiosis. The spiders ride on top of the back of the beefalo, and in turn, well, I guess there doesn't really need to be an intern. There's several types of symbiosis, and some are parasitic. I forget what the one is called where one species benefits and the other species doesn't care. So, as you can tell, everything is horrible here. I fortunately do have my armor on, or else I would be dead already. So I'm just waiting for the spider to unaggro now. Then I'm going to turn around and... Oh, never mind. I was going to say I'm going to turn around and bash the hell out of this. But there was a huge herd of beefalo right there. There we go. So as you can tell, my health is getting a bit low. How I should be fighting this is actually goading it into attack, run away, and then hit it 3 times. Because then I could have probably kited it all day and not taken any damage. Fortunately, though, I do get enough wool to make a hat and enough meat to, well, you know, meat. So here's where I realized that my heat stone is out of oomph and I don't have enough anything to make a fire yet. Then I realized I do have enough anything, it's just hanging out of my backpack, which I left way down by the spiders. Then I also noticed that they have added a backpack indicator on the map, which is a huge plus because last time I was playing very seriously, they did not have that, so I'd always like set a trap beside my backpack or something just so it would display on the map. Lovely. My map pack. My back map. Wait a second, doesn't that girl from Waterworld have a back map? Is that just like a map that somebody drew on my back? What if it was a map of something absolutely useless? What if I got like the London Underground tattooed on my back? People would be like, why do you even have that? I'm like, so I can find my way around the London Underground. They're like, but you can't see your fucking back. I'm like, shut up! I don't know. Seems legit to me. Seems too legit. Too legit to quit. So got myself a red hot heat stone, and I'm pretty much at this point just gathering grass for the fuck of it, because there's not much else I can do for the night. I think I also decide, after I've gathered all the grass in my vicinity, to cook a meat and see how much health it heals. And if I remember properly, I am disappointed by the amount of health it heals, so I'm like, ugh, and then I do it 2 more times. But I don't remember. I don't remember anything that I said. I just don't remember anything that I said. I can't remember anything of the conversation that happened between Banazma and I here. I do take this time to go ahead and kill a spider, get a single cobweb. Unfortunately, I'm getting incredibly low on health, especially since my kiting seems to be failing entirely. How much time do I got left here? Half the time remaining in the episode? Yep, pretty much. You know, I always say this when I do post commentary, but I really should have gotten myself a cup of coffee. A cupper before this. Because currently I have an empty cup in front of me, but it does say soup and crackers over and over again, so I'm assuming that the general purpose of this cup is not for coffee. But that doesn't matter, I'm kind of in love with it. It's like a green cup that's like, it's a cup bowl, you know how they are, right? Pretty much a giant bowl with a handle on it. And it's kind of awesome. Actually, it's also the most awesome way to drink coffee. Have you ever gone to like a cafe and you see like in the back they have those gigantic bowl like type cups, and you're like, can I have something in one of those? And they're like, well, we serve this, and then I'm like, yeah. And then you have a gigantic bowl of coffee. Apparently my mother, when she was traveling in, or when she was living in Quebec, went to cafes all the time, and she would specifically order coffee in a bowl. She'd be like, oh, I don't know how to say bowl in French. Huh. That's something I did not know. I guess very rarely in my school life did the situation come up where I had to ask for a bowl. I know a glass. I don't know why I know a glass. So I'm just looking at the ingredients for healing salves. Unfortunately, I noticed that it means that I have to fight more spiders, more spurters. And at this point, I kind of start panicking. I think at some point I went into combat and forgot to put my log suit on, which is not ideal. Is not how I deal. When I deal, I only deal drugs. Drugs, as I like to call them. It's like read Twitter time with Yesik now. Nah, can't. Can't read Twitter. There's nothing to read. Just click over and over again. Post commentary. You know, I used to go on a forum called the Let's Play forum. And I'm not sure if anyone belongs to it and might get offended, but what a pretentious bunch of dicks. Sorry, that's just like, oh yeah, you shouldn't do a running commentary. You should only do post comment. It's like written Let's Plays, and you couldn't do a game that was newer than 4 months old, and it was like, come on, guys, just give me a break. Yeah, I understand if somebody joins and is like, here, watch all my Minecraft Let's Plays, why you'd be like, get the fuck out of here. But, you know how it is. You know. So, the moon is in the process of waxing or waning? Waxing, I think. The moon is growing. I think on a really, on a full moon, you should actually be able to explore at night. That'd be a really neat feature because, some nights are actually pretty bright. I've seen nights where you can go around really easily and see pretty much everything. You can have, silvery nights. Oh, silver night. Silver night. And I'm sure I've had a silver night in some RPG at some point. Seems likely, seems likely. So at this point, it is currently raining again, so I kind of comfort myself and think, hey, it's probably not winter anymore. But it's not true, it is winter. It's always winter. It's just that when it rains during winter, everything gets, a bit melty, as you might think is natural. Although rain during winter isn't something that's happened very often in my life at all, I think it's happened once or twice, and generally everything freezes overnight, and then the roads are incredibly dangerous. Just not a lot of fun. And it also explains that color swap that I was so confused about, because remember, it was raining when it first changed to winter in this Let's Play, so I was like, why is everything a different color now? And then I noticed the birds show up, and I was like, oh, that's why. Unfortunately, there was a snowbird feather there, and I could not pick it up because fuck me, apparently. But fortunately, it turns into a couple piles of ashes, which is exactly what I needed in order to make my boomerang and healing salve. Unfortunately, what I really need to make my healing salve is more health. Conundrum for the ages, huh? So I go ahead and make an axe because apparently my 25% axe that's just hanging out of my inventory is too good for me. Or I'm too good for it. I'm like, I only use axes that are above 50% durability. Fuck you and your simple axing thing. So I'm about to actually go up there and grab that ash. I think I was actually talking about it at the time, and I was like, oh, it just blew away. Well, shit. Well, dang, man. That's not good. That ain't good. That good ain't. Good ain't. Good taint? Ain't faint? I ain't faint. I once ate a faint. I once fainted after 8. No, I didn't. Have I ever fainted before? I almost fainted at one point when I was young. When I was young, I was in karate, and My mother put me into like the strictest dojo that I've ever fucking encountered. Pretty much, if you weren't beaten daily, the instructor didn't think he was doing it right. It was kind of crazy. We have a really annoying dog outside, which I kind of want to kill. It's always barking. But that's not the point. Anyways, so he's incredibly strict, and I am, well, fairly tall for like a 12-year-old. I'm probably like 5'6" already by the time I'm 12. So I'm basically standing there, and my blood doesn't circulate very well because I'm tall. My heart hasn't strengthened up enough for me to kill this dog. Hasn't strengthened up enough for me to have blood flow properly. So during another kid's exam, a belt exam, I start turning like really, really pale white and like swaying, and I almost fainted then. But the sensei actually noticed what was happening and was like, okay, you're about to faint, you can sit down. Because while the other kids were taking an exam, it was the rule that we had to stand perfectly still and upright for long periods of time. At this point, I'm looking at myself and being like, why didn't I just cook the last 2 meat? Look at, I have 2 meat. I could fuse them together if I would just cook the last 2 fucking meat. It would add a bit of freshness. It won't go stale before I eat it. What am I doing? Fuck you. Fuck you, me. Fuck you, me. Fucking you. Fucking me. Fucking you. Yeah, I'm fucking me. I believe in a thing called fuck. I can't remember. I can never sing that song in tune for some reason. But I sometimes, you know, do what I just did and live up to full life consequences. I do notice that the heat stone is actually providing me with a bit of light right now, which is why I'm venturing so far out. I also kind of think that frogs are spawning right now, even though I'm unsure because it's nighttime. So I pretty much... What do I pretty much do? I don't remember. Well, too late. Yeah, so I pretty much want to stay away from my camp so that all the frogs don't spawn there. Because temporarily I do have enough fuel and I do have enough everything. I do have enough everything, if you know what I mean. Mang? Yeah, Mang's the one. Mang be the one. Mang. Man. I absolutely despise that show. I tried to watch like a quarter of an episode once. I think that was a theme for Two and a Half Men. Yeah, somebody had like a quarter of an episode on and I could not fucking deal with it. But I do like the theme song. I want to burn the garland because apparently if it starts rotting on my head, I start going slightly insane. I wish I could eat it or burn it though, because it seems like I really should be able to, but what do I know? I'm not a game developer. I don't develop germs. So at this point I'm just seeing what's available. What is a valid option for me to do tomorrow? And I think now that I have the boomerang, I'm really hoping to hunt a couple spiders. But that is going to be quite a challenge. Just cook the last 2 meat. You have nothing better to do with your time. Now I have 2 axes as well. Man, I am pissing myself off. Yeah, see, this night, full moon, I think we should just be able to explore in general. I think everything should be light enough that we can actually make our way around. Make the rounds. Just checking everything out. Realizing that most of it is absolute crap, specifically my health. And then the night is over by the time I finish this exceedingly long run-on sentence that even ties into subjects that I have not really gone into yet, but goes on and on, even though I think that it should probably stop. I've already made the guarantee that this one sentence is going to cover this entire nighttime, but since it's a really long nighttime and I kind of overestimated the amount of time that the night was going to take, it's taking me much longer and several more breaths than I initially thought it would to actually finish a sentence that is going to take the entire night. Although there could be, I could shorten it by skipping forward in the video, but that would actually be cheating, and I think I may have accidentally ended the sentence there with the although section, but even though I think that, I'm going to assume that I have not, and I'm going to keep talking constantly about nothing much at all, because I don't do much, and I still haven't cooked the 2 goddamn hams. That is really pissing me off, you fucking moron. Well, that was probably shit to listen to. I apologize. I died 1,000 deaths, I apologize. Causing one hell of a diversion. Yes, and that is an actual song. It's by Aesop Rock. It's called 1,000 Deaths. Also, incidentally, the only hip-hop artist, well, one of the only hip-hop artists I enjoy at all, Aesop Rock. So, if you feel like looking him up, 1,000 Deaths is a good song to start with. But here's where I start getting a bit pissy at a frog here. I'm like, stop guarding my fucking logs. Okay, there we go. Can pick them up. Although I will admit, hip hop is not for everyone. Hip-hop's not even hip-hop is not even for me. Most of it I find intolerable, but I'm not going to go as far as saying it's not real music, because fuck people who say that about any genre. I'm not talking any specific song, I'm just talking any genre. I'm not going to give all my opinions on music right now. Right now. It's coming up, it's coming up, it's there. I'm triggering all the spiders because I think they'll maybe attack the beefalo. But not now, man. I don't know. I should sing a different gorilla song. Déjalo, si quieres continuar, hermano, ilumina tu vida. Aun hacia la plantote. I'm pretty sure I screwed up some of the words there. I don't know Spanish. It was my fault that the Gorillaz made a Spanish song that I really like, but I can't remember any of the words to. Not my fault at all. Entiéndalo. I don't know. I don't know. So at this point, I start trying to use the boomerang. There is a tip for using the boomerang, which is basically to catch it, you just press space. Although if you press another command in the meantime, oh Jesus. If you press another command in the meantime, it will fuck you over. So I'm just kind of waiting for these 3 leapy spiders to stop being in their leapy position. They're really fucking with me right now. But I quite want my boomerang. I guess I'll pick up those seeds. No, okay, I won't pick up those seeds. Scary time is coming soon already. I have not managed to kill a single spider. But on the other hand, no. Monster meat. Monster meat. Monster meat. Monsters. Oh, fuck, I'm dead. And I did kill one, and there's a spider gland right the fuck there. So I'm pretty sure at this point, I go on a tiny bit of a rant about how I'm going to do a bit of survival mode next episode. And again, I'm sorry for the delay between this episode and the previous one. It's because I lost the recording. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys, oh shit, next time. Bye.